Good afternoon, grade 9s. How are you today? It's a beautiful Monday. How is everyone today, grade 9s? I hope you are okay wherever you are. Grade 9s, how are you? So welcome to another lesson for social sciences. I'm your teacher, Miss Rumbi. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Okay. Are you good? Hello, Cleo. I'm good. And yourself? Others, where are you? I'm very good, Cleo. Thank you. I hope everyone is fine. So this week we're going to do geography. We're going to focus on geo. Okay. Hello, Nasipo, how are you? Okay, so remember the topic that we're doing for geography is development issues. We're looking at development, okay. I'm good, Nasipo. If you're happy, I'm happy also. I can see people are still coming in, people are late. Okay, so let's start our lesson without wasting time. Okay. So for today's topic, we're going to look at development. For those who were here in week 2, we covered this topic, development, but we're not done. So I'm going to go back again to the things that we did in that week so that others who are coming in, they can have an idea of what development is, okay? So those who saw this, don't be surprised. Just sit back and enjoy the lesson, okay? If you are new, then you have to pay attention, okay? For today. And then from tomorrow, we are going to start new topics related to development also, okay? Hello, Kwezi, how are you? Sorry, I was just busy in introducing the topic, okay? Okay, so can we start without wasting time? Grade 9s? Okay, so let's move on. So today's topic, I was saying we did these topics, okay? So we're revising again. I'm sure others have forgotten already what we did in week 2, okay? So for the main topic is development. Under this main topic, we're going to look at these subtopics. Number 1, the meaning of development. So we're going to understand what does development mean. And then we're going to look at the economic aspects, the social aspects, and the environmental aspects of development. We are going to understand what we mean by these 3 as we go on, okay? Because they are interlinked, the economy, the society, and the environment. They are interlinked to what? To development. And then we're going to look at ways of measuring development. How do we measure development? And then we look at population pyramids. And lastly, we're going to look at the Human Development Index. So it's not something that is new for others who are in class now, okay? I can see a chart here. Oh, Nasipo, you're already defining development. Oh, that's good. A process that creates growth, progress, positive change, or the addition of physical, economic, environmental, social, and demographic components. That's very good, Nosipo. So Nosipo just gave us her understanding of development. That's very good, Nosipo. I saw your answer. Make sure in the exam we also give that answer, okay? All right, thank you, Nosipo. Okay, so as I was saying, these are the subtopics we're going to look at today, okay, grade 9s. All right. So please, if you're new, make sure you listen as we go through. So just a little bit of introduction. What do we mean by development? Remember, development can mean different things to different people. What do they want to see in development? Development is a broad issue that can be explained in many ways. The meaning of development can differ from one person to another. So, what do you think development is from your side, from your own perspective? When you hear the word development, what comes to your mind? Okay, so this is what we're going to go through during the lesson to help us understand better about this term, this word, development. Okay, others can say development, we want to see education being provided to everyone. Oh, Shoni, hi, hello, Shoni. You are saying growth, okay. That is how you understand development, growth. Thank you for your response. Others, what do you think development is? Growth of economy, okay, thank you, Shoni. Others, what do you think development is? So maybe I'll see your answers as we go on. I'll just read them. From Kwezi, I think development means become better. Okay, that's good, Kwezi. From your own perspective, you think it means becoming better. All right, I can see. All right, so let's look at the meaning of development. As the world changes, also development changes. From Tando, I personally think development is evolution. Oh, very good, Tando. When evolution takes place, we have development. All right, that's very good. I can see your answers coming in. So as I was saying, as the world changes, also development changes. So remember, we compare the history and the current times that we're living in. We have seen different development changes taking place. Okay. Back in ancient times, development was having possessions, housing, and other material things. So it was about having material things in history. Development was also channeled by Industrial Revolution. Remember the European countries, United States of America, these countries, they became what? Developed, because they were helped by this Industrial Revolution to become strong economies, powerful nations. Recently, development is regarded by various factors such as healthcare, education, infrastructure, and cultural resources. So the time that we're living in now, development is something that is in a broader aspect. So we consider various factors. We want to see healthcare being given to people, education being provided, the educational facilities being built, infrastructure being developed, being improved, and other cultural resources. Okay, that's what we mean by development now in our current era that we're living in. Environmental issues are now also part of development. So we don't want to forget about the environment. It's very important. That is the world that we're living in, our planet. So the environmental aspect, you remember when I was going through the subtopics, it's also important to consider the environment. Hence, sustainable development is the main focus in development issues. So we're going to look at sustainable development. So you're going to understand, what does it mean? Okay, all right. So that is the meaning of development. Let's move on. Let's look at sustainable development. Now, for today, grade 9, this topic, I'm not going to explain in full because we're going to cover it on Friday. Okay, so for today, it's just a brief explanation. Okay, so what is this sustainable development? The development that meets the needs of the present without affecting the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Wow, I love this definition. It touches my heart. Let's repeat. The development that meets the needs of the present without affecting the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So we are saying whatever we have now, all the resources, we should take care of them as people so that the future generation to come, they can also enjoy those same resources. Okay, so that is sustainable development. We want to see development that sustains people, that sustains the environment and the economy as well. It's supposed to promote good social life, economy, and environment. So as you can see, this diagram that I drew for you here, this explains sustainable development, okay? So there are 3 factors within sustainable development. We have the social factor, economic factor, and environmental factor. So these 3 factors, they interlink so that we have what? Sustainability. Social, we're talking about the people, the communities, taking care of people, improving the standard of living, and then the economy, the growth of the economy. We're also concerned about that in development. And also not forgetting our precious environment, our planet, because without the planet, we can't survive. So these 3, they balance each other, okay? So that we can say we have sustainable development. Okay, grade 9. All right. And then we look at the economic aspect of development. We're talking about the economy now. Economic development results from new technologies. Wealth of a country is determined from its industrial activities. When the world grows, development occurs. So can you see now the connection? So when the country is having more wealth, also development occurs in that country. Economic development of a country is measured as the gross domestic product, GDP, and gross national product. What does GDP mean? What does GNP mean? Does anyone know? What does GDP mean? And what does GNP mean? In full. Oh, I thought there was an answer coming in. GDP and GNP? Anyone who knows? Okay, Nosipo. What is the explanation, the meaning of GDP? Of course, I know it's gross domestic product, but what does it mean in full? Okay, so I want you to find out those names. What do they mean, those terms, as homework, okay? From JPAM is the total value of goods and services produced in a country. That's very good. GDP. Tandi, it means the value of goods and services. So that is GDP. These are the goods and services produced in a country in 1 year. Yes. What about GNP? What's the difference between the two, GDP and GNP? Does anyone know? From JPAM, GNP is the total domestic and foreign output claimed by residents of a country, consisting of gross domestic product. Okay, so GNP, it also includes what? Foreign income. This is about the goods and services produced in the country domestically, local. Okay. All right, I can see your answers. That's very good. So just find out more others. What does GDP mean and GNP? Okay, just research on that. These two pictures, they are showing you a difference in development. As you can see, the picture on the right, this area is not well developed. Can you see? It's like an informal settlement. And then from Tando, I can see GNP is the value of all finished goods and services owned by a country's residents of a period of time. Thank you, Tando. And then this picture on the left, you can see this area is well developed. Okay. Let's proceed. And remember, we looked at South African development, whereby I was giving examples of what happened in South Africa in terms of development. So during the 2010 Soccer World Cup in South Africa, the economy was boosted, infrastructure was developed. For example, soccer stadiums, more hotels and transport systems were renovated. Okay. Exports to other countries also boost its economy. So besides the 2010 infrastructure, South Africa also exports commodities or goods to other countries, which is good for development because it gains income, profit. Also, new industries are being established to boost the economy. So you can hear every time on the news that new industries are being built, which is good because South Africa is trying to what? To boost the economy, which leads to development. Okay. So those are some of the examples that we looked at for South African development. Okay. Now let's look at the social aspect of development. The people, us, you and I. Social development focuses on standard of living for people. Social needs need to be met. That is, adequate shelter should be provided. We don't want to see homeless people. People should be provided with houses, shelter, education. All people should have the right to have what? Education, healthcare, and other essential services. So those are the basic needs that are needed in our societies. And they need to be met. Okay. People should live in a dignified manner. Okay. Our government should try to help poor people so that they can also enjoy the quality of life. That's what we mean by what? Dignified manner. Okay. Equal distribution of resources to people. Remember, we've got resources in our country, but we don't want a situation whereby these resources are taken by other people, powerful people, wealthy people enjoy the resources. What about other people? They need those resources also. So that's what we mean by equal distribution of resources. Okay. From Nosipo, since we have people who are homeless, does that mean our country isn't fully developed? What do you think from your side, Nosipo? Do you think South Africa is not fully developed? Because some people are homeless. Oh, it's not developed. Okay, I understand you. You can say that. So you want to see all people with homes, with shelter. That's very good. We should have individual development to fulfill personal goals, having rights and freedom. Of course, in South Africa, we have rights and freedom. Okay. Yeah, from Tando is developed, but not fully. Okay. From Nosipo, not everyone needs have been met. Yeah, it is. Everyone should have good sanitation from Hloni, Tando. That's your point of view. Yes, it's very good to express yourself. Okay, thank you, Tando in Nosipo. Hloni, you want to say something? Hloni? Oh, I saw you raised your hand. Okay. All right. Let's proceed. So those are the social aspects of development. We are concerned about the people. And then we go to the importance of environment. The environmental resources are important to support development. They should be preserved. Development should also consider environmental issues such as air pollution, global warming, and water quality. So remember, we're going to look at this in detail as we go further this week, okay? And then sustainable practices should be put in place. So that is the importance of environment. And then the carrying capacity effect of on the environment. What is carrying capacity? So Earth has only enough natural resources to sustain certain population size to live. What we are saying is this: the natural resources that are on planet Earth, they are only enough to sustain what? A certain population size. If population increases, the demands for natural resources also increase. Therefore, Earth will have lack of enough resources to keep humans alive. That's what we mean by carrying capacity effect on the environment. So population has to balance with what? With the natural resources. Otherwise, we're going to suffer. All right. And then we look at the ecological footprint. This is the measurement of our demand of natural resources compared with what the Earth can provide. Research has shown that people use more natural resources than the planet can provide. Imagine. So imagine examples like deforestation. People just cutting trees, clearing trees, but they don't plant to replace those trees. It's a problem. It's an issue. Water pollution is a problem, a serious one. Water is being polluted every day. Air pollution by industries, factories. They emit what? Toxic gases into the atmosphere, thereby causing what? Air pollution. Also soil erosion. which is caused when development is occurring in an area. Maybe they want to build a new infrastructure. They can also cause soil erosion. Okay. Yes. Yes, Hloni, carbon dioxide. All right. So all of these are examples of what? Ecological footprint. We need to take care of our environment. We are done with that part of development. Let's look at population now. Remember these topics, you went through them in grade 7. Do you still remember grade 7 geography? When you were focusing on population. So we're just going to go through them again. Let's start with birth rate. What is birth rate? Birth rate. It is the number of babies born in a country per 1,000 people per year. Developed countries have a low birth rate, whereas developing countries have a high birth rate. What do we mean by developed countries? For example, countries like United States of America, European countries, those powerful countries, they are well developed, but they have a low birth rate. Babies are not just being born. They have limits. So they have low birth rate compared to developing countries like African countries where the birth rate is high. Okay. And then we look at the death rate. It is the number of deaths per 1,000 people per year. Developed countries have low death rate, again, whereas developing countries have high death rate. Okay. May you please stop putting your videos, grade 9s? Are you concentrating on the lesson? Who is playing with the video now? Okay, let's proceed. So that is birth rate and death rate. Okay. And then we look at population growth rate. What is this population growth rate? It is the increase in country's population during the year expressed as a percentage of the population. It is the difference between birth rate and death rate. Developing countries have high growth rate, whereas developed countries have low growth rate. Africa has high growth rates because, number one, lack of access to birth control. So many babies are just being born because maybe some people, they don't have knowledge or education on birth control. Lack of education. Okay, so population growth rate, difference between birth rate and death rate. So it's just a growing rate of the population in terms of a percentage. All right. So we also looked at how to calculate what population growth rate percentages. Is a formula that is used. So you identify present and past population numbers. So this is the formula. Those who were here in week 2, we did this, you remember? We also did calculations. So the formula is present population minus past population times 100 divided by past population. Let's look at this example. For this country, the present population, the year was 2010. The present population in 2010 was 300,000 people. And the past population in 2000 was 250,000. We want to calculate the population growth rate percentage. So how do we do it? Remember our formula? What is our present population? 300,000. 300,000 minus past population, 250,000. times 100. So you calculate like this, 300,000 minus 250,000 times 100 first. And then the answer you get, you divide by past population, which is 250,000. The answer you're going to get will be 20. And then you put percent. So the answer will be 20%. So we call this population growth rate. This. So we are saying the population of this area grew by 20% from 2010, from 2000 to 2010. Okay, within those 10 years, the population grew by 20%. Now we can go further and calculate what? The average annual growth rate. We want to find out per year, what was the growth rate? So how do we do that? We take our 20%, divide by 10 years. Remember 2010 minus 2000, there were 10 years in between. So 20% divided by 10, which gives us 2%. So we are saying each year, annually, each year, there was a growth of 2% in terms of population, okay? So this is how we calculate population growth rate percentages. I hope you copied the formula for those who do not have. Others, can you hear me? Tando is saying she can't hear me. Is my audio fine for others? Okay, Nosipa is saying fine. Tando, check your audio. Maybe there's something wrong. Okay, so I hope you copied the formula. Okay, grade 9s. So present population minus past population times 100 divided by past population, okay. All right. And then we have population pyramids. I'm sure you have seen this before. It is a graphical illustration showing the distribution of various age groups of a population. So it's not something complicated. It is in the shape of a pyramid, okay? So it just shows the population of that particular area or that particular country. So the male will be here and the females, as you can see in this pyramid, and then the percentage of population is at the bottom. On this side, we have the age from 0 to 80 plus years. Okay, so it's just showing the number of people in that area, male and female. All right. Okay. All right, let's proceed. And then we have 4 stages of pyramids, what they show, the information that they show. For stage 1 and 2, they are similar. It's called expanding. So the pyramid will be expanding. Okay, like these 2 pictures that you see, they are showing expanding, stage 1 and 2. What do we mean by that? There is high number of children. You can see the children, this is the age is started at the bottom there, 0 to 5 years. You can see 0 to 5 years. The number is bigger than the older people. There is rapid population growth, low number of old people. You can see at the top there, old people are fewer, but children are more. There is high death rate because we can see that old people are fewer. This shows that there is high death rate. Short life expectancy. People do not live that long in that particular country. So for example, this country, Chad, it's an African country. So these pyramids, they are showing the population for Chad. Okay, all right. So for 2010, And then this one will be for 2050. All right. So there's a low life expectancy. People do not live that long. Okay. So that is stage 1 and 2. It is expanding. What about stage 3? Stationary. There is low population growth. Fertility and mortality rate are equal. Few babies being born, like in this example. Stationary. It means the changes are not that different. Okay. You can see the number of children and the youth, they're kind of the same. Okay. So it's stationary. So few babies are being born in India. This is India. Okay. All right. What about stage 4, the contracting? This is for Italy. What does it show? Low number of young people. You can see at the bottom there, the youth, the children, they are fewer than the old people. There is low fertility rate, more old people. More old people, you can see here, starting from the age of 60, going to 80. There are more than the children at the bottom there. So those are the 4 stages of what? Of population pyramids. And then we look at the Human Development Index, also known as HDI. We are not going to look into much detail on this topic, just a basic knowledge of what does it mean for now, for you grade 9s, okay? It measures development on the following 3 aspects. HDI, also known as Human Development Index, measures development on these 3 aspects. Number 1, life expectancy, the average number of years people are living. Number 2, literacy rate, their average level of education. Number 3, per capita income, that is the average income they earn. So remember, HDI index measures life expectancy, literacy rate, per capita income. Educated people have higher standard of living, and they are able to meet their daily needs. Poor, uneducated people have low standard of living and low salaries and are vulnerable to diseases. So that is how human development is measured, by using this HDI. So they take the life expectancy, they compare it with the literacy rate, and then the income that those people are earning, so that they will be able to tell the human development in a particular country. Okay. All right. So that is HDI. All right. Okay, so for today we're done. We're just revising the topic for development that we did. From tomorrow, we are going to look at new aspects of development, okay? So make sure you attend all the lessons for social sciences so that you are not left behind. So this is your homework. Remember, grade 9s, make sure you do your homework, okay? Make sure you answer these questions. Just take a screenshot quickly. Okay, let me just scroll down from question 1 to 5. So for question 5, you are supposed to calculate the population growth rates and also average annual percentage. And then we're going to revise together tomorrow. When you come for my lesson tomorrow, make sure you have all your answers, okay? Okay, indicate for me if you're done taking, copying the questions. Indicate for me. Kwezi is done. Thank you, Kwezi. Others? I should go up where? On question 1, Tandy. Is it fine like this? Okay. Others, indicate for me if you're done. Is everyone done? Okay. All right. Okay, so it was nice having you, grade 9s. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Please take care, okay? Be safe. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.